What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today we have a couple of new knives to check out coming in from CJRB. Shout out to them for sending these in. These knives are available and I will have them linked down in the description below. I think this knife is going to make a lot of people happy. Speaking of happy, if you're new to my channel and you enjoy knife and EDC content, you're in the right spot. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I release daily videos. And as always, let us know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. So, I think this will make a lot of people happy. I know I am stoked about it. This is going to be the newer CJRB Pyrite Light large version. And we'll bring out one of the regular Pyrite lights here in a moment. But let's get a look at this thing. Now, they have several different variations of this knife. They have coated blades. I believe they have stonewash blades. And then, you know how CJRB does, they have several different G10 colors that you'll be able to choose from. And this one here, based on the tag at least, should be, yeah, the uncoated version. So they're giving us a couple of different looks here, so you can kind of pick your poison. And one thing that CJRB is going to be rolling out here very soon is their new steel. I can't for the life of me off the top of my head remember what it's called, but they are going to be rolling out that new steel, and it's supposed to be comparable to the likes of S35VN, which if that's the case, that is pretty sweet. So we are going to be looking at RPM 9 on this model here. We have dual thumb studs for the deployment, nice large choil, and this is definitely my speed right here in comparison to the original. The original one is just fine, but I didn't realize this had the crossbar lock as well. I did not even notice that till just now. So this has that secondary lock like the Home and the Locust does from CJRB and Artisan. That's interesting. I didn't know they included that on these. We are going to be looking at a deep carry clip that is recessed along with the screws, and it is going to be left-hand friendly. Polished button on both of these. We have contoured FRN, and it is going to be textured. Very interesting that they put that lock on there. And I know some people don't, some people feel a certain way about that lock, and I wouldn't look too much into the lock. As I've said in the past, that secondary crossbar lock is a means of stopping the blade from coming down if you were to push in that button. It's not a secondary lock feature for the knife, for the blade. It is only a secondary lock for that button, so to speak. So really, it is irrelevant in my opinion, unless you're left-handed and you do want to use it. You're really getting into something dense or tough. You want to activate that just for a little extra safety, then by all means throw it on there. But any other time, I really don't think it's even worth, thinking about. So we are looking at 3 3/16 of cutting edge, 3 3/4 of total, and we're coming down there right about 8 3/8. So well over that 8-inch mark, which is very, very nice. So we'll throw this up against the full-size bug out here from Benchmade, and we have the original CJRB Pyrite light there, and you can see quite the size difference. Now, if somebody is wondering because they don't know, we are looking at 2 3/4 inches of cutting edge, 3 1/4 total, and just under 7.5. So we are looking at almost an inch of difference there. So we have the Kaiser Drop Bear up top here and the full-size Vastid Raccoon. And this knife is going to be much larger than both of those. And up top, we have the full-size Militol from Kaiser, and we have the CJRB Pyrite Light Large's older brother, the CJRB Frac. Not only is it the older brother, but it is also the bigger brother by a little bit on both ends. Now, as far as what this will look like in the pocket, it is going to look like almost every CJRB knife or artisan knife under $100 is going to look like in the pocket. This is the clip that they use pretty much across the board, whether it's coated or the uncoated or the polished version. That is pretty much the clip you're going to get, which that's not a bad thing. They do a great job on their standard deep carry clip. It's clean, it looks good, and it works good. The knife is going to carry pretty deep in the pocket. You'll have just a little tiny bit poking out there, and we do have great retention on that clip. I left the Frac out here just for a second for the people who maybe like the Pyrite Large, but maybe wish it was a little bigger, maybe wish it was a little heftier, then you might want to check out the Frac here from CJRB. This is one of, if not my favorite, CJRB knives that has ever existed. It's just an absolute beast. And one day, I'll probably, if I can, get this in a premium version. Now, as far as the weight goes on this, because of the FRN, it shouldn't be a whole lot. We're going to guess, I'm going to guess 3 ounces? 3.2. Wow, it's more than that. 3.6. Okay. No kidding. Okay. And let me know down below in the comments if you're excited for CJRB and Artisan's new steel. I believe they're going to continue with the RPM 9, and they are also going to roll out that other steel. Now, this is going to stay, I think, 50 to 60 and under, and then I think that new steel is going to take over from around that price point. I think it's going to be very popular. I think they have had the right people in their corner at this point, from starting that, and people who know what they're doing. So I think when they say it's going to be comparable to S35 or the likes of S35, I think we're going to be getting that type of result. So there's many things that are good about getting two different examples. We just have a lot more to go off of. And this one is going to stand to be the same in the edge department, or at least out of the box. Very good. And these are, for the size of these knives, they are pretty thin. Boy, what do they come in at? Get our dead calipers out. For anyone following along, we're seeing how long these can last. So we're right there around 100 thousandths. So, whew. And then those are going to be, right around, I'd say 17 thousandths, maybe somewhere in that ballpark. These aren't going to be, 100% accurate, but they'll get us in the ballpark. So now we are going to check these locks. We're going to start with the stonewash version here. Nice tight tolerances in there, and the blade is nicely centered. We don't have to worry about any detent lash because there isn't one. There's no pivot rocking or lashing, and on a soft open, there's no movement side to side or up and down there. And as far as the action goes, it's for a plunge lock. It is very, very good stuff. Very, very nice. They've been doing it all year. Very solid. Let's go ahead and give this a couple of love taps. And we're not worried about that crossbar style lock. We're just trying to see if this is going to hold up. If it'll hold up without that lock, you know, with that, without it, it is going to be fine with it, unless you are deliberately pushing on the button and doing this. You should be in pretty good shape. For testing purposes, I guess we've done it before where we have activated it and pushed in the button and smacked it. I think I've tried 4, 3 passed and 1 did not, and that was, I think, due to the coating on the tang of the blade. So that is something to always keep in mind. But this one seems very solid right here. It sounds very solid. Very good. Let's go ahead and, just for science sake, we activated that. So if you push in the button, the blade's not just going to fall. And that's my point to all of you, is that is a lock for the button, not a lock for the blade per se. So let's go ahead and try to do this somewhat safely. It's holding up, you know, with a light tap. So that's not too bad, pushing in the primary lock. Not too shabby. Let's go ahead and try this one. We're going to activate it. Blade's not going to fall on us. Let's go ahead and push that in and give it a couple of taps. That's pretty good. I'm at a very awkward angle on this blade, and that's putting a ton of stress on that. So, you know, if it's not going to fail like that, it's not going to fail up close either. That's pretty good. And this blade is coated. So, obviously not scientific or anything like that, but it is hands-on, and it is checking every single knife that has come across this table in the last 12 months, and we get a pretty good feel for it. As I always say, that is not to see if you can nail this into a tree and use it as a step. It is merely making sure that lock is not just going to fail on you for no apparent reason. I will have these linked down below in as many places as I can. That way you can try to find the best prices. Those links down there do help out the channel. It is entirely up to you if you want to use those links. Let me know what you guys think about the Pyrite Large here. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know your thoughts on plunge locks and the future of the button plunge lock. I'm really interested to hear your guys' thoughts on these new knives and these locking systems. What are you looking forward to when it comes to locks? And are you excited for the new CJRB and Artisan proprietary steel that's coming? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That helps push this video out there to more people. And if you're new here to my channel, I release new knife and EDC content just like this every single day. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. That'll notify you anytime I release new content. I'll put a couple of new videos up on your screen. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.